The breaking news today around the Dallas Cowboys, they have signed defensive lineman Carlos Watkins. Now, the full contract details are not yet known. We do know, however, it is a 1-year deal. And this is in more speculation on my part, but I think it's pretty reasonable speculation. I fully expect this deal to come in under $2 million. This is probably going to be more of a 1-year, $1.75 million deal. The same deal the Cowboys gave Ty Nsekhe when they signed him from the Buffalo Bills to be their new swing tackle. Watkins comes in as a former 4th-round pick out of Clemson by the Houston Texans. And much like when Dallas signed Christian Covington not too long ago, this is a backup depth interior defensive lineman signing. That is what he is. He and Neville Gallimore and Tristan Hill can all rotate in at the 3 technique spot. Gallimore will probably get some 1 technique reps as well, especially on some passing downs. That's the good decision for the Cowboys to pursue. Antoine Woods is still the main 1 technique there. I don't care for Justin Hamilton or Walter Palmore, but this does not take care of the Cowboys' defensive line need. It does not. The Cowboys are still, very much so, in the market for a legit run stopper. Now, Carlos Watkins, I do think, is a better scheme fit for what he's going to do in Dallas as opposed to what he did in Houston. So I do think there is some untapped potential as a former 4th-round pick who I did like coming out of Clemson. But I also know, for many Cowboys fans out there, this is not someone that you're familiar with. So I want you guys to be honest for me in the comment section. Have you ever heard of Carlos Watkins? Get your votes in. Y for yes, N for no. Are you familiar with Watkins? Have you heard of him before? It's fine if you haven't. That is not a big deal. So get your votes in for me. Y for yes or N for no. You know, the addition of Watkins is purely a depth play for me. This is not an elite defensive lineman. This is not someone who comes in and you go, oh yeah, now we're set on the D-line. This is a more of a backup rotational piece, which is what he was for Houston, who could not stop the run last year, by the way. Of course, more reasons for that than just Watkins. He is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a sudden impact player. Could he be better than what he was in Houston? Yes. Am I anticipating anything more than, 20-ish tackles, a couple tackle for loss, and maybe 1, 2, or if you're lucky, 3 sacks? I am not. My expectation for Carlos Watkins is that we don't have the details yet on the contract. I bet he's not even guaranteed a roster spot right now. If the Cowboys were to, for example, trade down in round 1 out of Christian Barmore, go defensive lineman early, I bet Watkins would have to be fighting for his roster spot. So that's what I think this move is. A player who the Cowboys are viewing as a depth rotation piece who's probably going to fight for a roster spot. This is not the end of the Cowboys' moves. I do not believe they are done at this point. So with that in mind, let me know, what player do you think the Cowboys should sign? Not who they will, but who you want them to. Remember, they still got upwards of 12, 13 million in cap space and the ability, of course, to add more at a rather quick pace. So let me know in the comments what player you think the Cowboys should sign. Now we're trying to get to 90K here on the Dallas Cowboys Report, and we're also going to go to some therapy session here in a little bit on this move because I know not all of you guys are happy about it. So it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Bottoms up. Because we have fun here at the Cowboys, or at least we try to. So hit that big red button and join us for all the moves coming for the Dallas Cowboys. Again, the backup, or the news here on Watkins, a backup signing. That is what this move is. There's nothing more to it. At least I don't think there's going to be unless we find out something different suddenly. It's fine. This is not a, earth-shattering, record-breaking, oh my God, they fixed their defensive line move. It's not. It's depth. And I know that means it's not sexy. And this does not really, make you guys feel great about the direction for the Cowboys in free agency. I know that's not what this is. So It's fine. I don't even think Watkins is fully locked into a roster spot. I got him as DT3 at more of the 1-tech, or the 3-tech, position. So we'll see what they end up doing in terms of other moves. Again, I don't think this team is done. And I know that the Carlos Watkins signing doesn't make you guys feel great. So with that in mind, get your votes in for me. Grade the move that the Cowboys just made here. A, B, C, D, or F. Get your votes in there, and I'm going to give it a C. Like, as an individual move, it's whatever. It's average. If you're looking for the totality of free agency, it's much lower. And, again, in a bubble, I'm fine with this. In the context of having done nothing else so far, doesn't move the needle for me at all. Now, today's show is made possible by BetUS. If you want to place some bets on March Madness, chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code you see on screen. That is Cowboys125. When you use that URL right there at the bottom and the promo code, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. So when you put down $100, they're going to give you an extra $125 for free. And when you place a bet on March Madness, email us, cowboys@chatsports.com. We will hook you guys up with a Dak Prescott jersey. Now, I know we have some emails to get back to. We will. It's been NFL free agency here at Chat Sports. It's kind of chaotic, so just give us a little bit of time there. But we have your emails. We will get back to you and everything there. So hit us up, cowboys@chatsports.com, if you want to get that jersey deal once you've signed up and deposited. Some other minor moves here. Blake Bell is back to the Kansas City Chiefs. He has left on a deal that I do not have the details on right now, but he is no longer a member of the Dallas Cowboys, was just a backup tight end. Had the one Belldozer package, which was kind of fun there. The Cowboys didn't really need to pay Blake Bell anything more than the minimum, so it's fine. You have Blake Jarwin, you have Dalton Schultz, you have Sean McEwen, who was an undrafted rookie who was a decent blocker there. There's no one else on the roster. I wouldn't be stunned if the Cowboys added an undrafted whatever, tight end. This does not mean they're taking Kyle Pitts. Don't freak out on that front there. But it is worth mentioning that the Dallas Cowboys have lost Blake Bell to the Chiefs and are now maybe looking for another tight end in the not-too-distant future in terms of depth only. Just keep that one in mind. Now, in case you missed it last night, I did want to mention this briefly and also get to some of the contract side of it too. Jourdan Lewis has agreed to a 3-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I know that this was initially reported as a 3-year, up to $16.5 million deal. It's a little bit deceptive. In reality, because of incentives unlikely to be earned, this is more of a 3-year, $13.5 million contract. And he has up to $7.75 million in guarantees, but only about 5 of that is fully guaranteed at signing. So from a practical standpoint, the Cowboys can cut Jourdan Lewis next year and make him a post-June 1st cut and save $3.5 million on next year's salary. His cap number for this upcoming year is like under 3. It's like 2.7. So because of that, they're fine. I'm fine with this move. He's now back to compete with Anthony Brown, I hope, for the nickel cornerback role. And to be determined, cornerback becomes CB1/CB2 with Trevon Diggs. So we'll see what ends up happening on that front. I am fine with bringing back Jourdan Lewis. The deal was cheaper with not very much guaranteed than what had been initially reported. It's a fine deal. So Lewis I'm good with. They brought in the new long snapper, whatever. They added, Carlos Watkins, who I'm unconvinced even makes the team. And then Ty Nsekhe becomes the new swing tackle, also not guaranteed to make the team. It's depth. The Cowboys have yet to actually fix their problems on defense. So are you happy or unhappy with the Cowboys' moves so far? Get your votes in. H for happy or U for unhappy.